this video I'm going to run through a few techniques to create a mandala type pattern that you can use as a background for any of your colouring pages or activity books. One thing I do need to mention is that although this video was created in version 1 of Affinity Designer, the techniques described are the same in version 2, with the possible exception of the odd menu structure change, and if that happens I will highlight it. Now, if you've not been here before, my name's Jane Willingale of Silver Zone Printables, and I create videos for this channel around low content publishing and digital printables for Etsy and similar platforms. And if that's the kind of thing that interests you, then click on the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified when I upload more videos like this. And if you found this video helpful, then please click on the like button to help this video get seen and help me grow this channel. That would be very much appreciated. So I'm just going to run through using different shapes. So I'll start off with a circle, and this is oversized because once I've done it I will shrink it down. And we'll have another one in the middle and center those two together by using the align tool at the top here. Okay, so now I know those two are dead center. And I think I will try the teardrop tool, which it didn't select. Right, teardrop tool. And I'll zoom in. We'll just make sure those are centered, and then I will copy and paste and flip that, and holding down shift keeps it in line, and then I have it dead center. So then I will copy and paste those again and flip it sideways. And then I will copy and paste again but deselect the circle because I don't want that, and turn it sideways so that I get a duplication around the circle. Once more, turn it sideways again, and then I have a pretty well spaced out pattern around the center circle. Next I want to fill in a little bit here, and I don't think there's a half moon. Yes there is, there's a segment tool. Right, we'll try that one. If I hold shift and just draw, turn sideways and move this so that it fits. And what I want to do is take that bottom line off because it's straight and I want it to fit on the curve. So if I choose layer and convert to curves, that then gives me the nodes on the bottom, and I can select the nodes, and if I put a break in the middle of this line and then go to break curve, I then have separate nodes which I can delete by just selecting and deleting. That then gives me the shape I want, which is attached to this circle. And I'll just zoom about a bit. Now if I copy that and flip it horizontally, I should be able to drag it across and fit it over there. Select the two, copy and paste and flip downwards. I can then drag them to here. Select all four and rotate sideways, and I fit them into there. And then two more and rotate to fill in that gap. Once more, and rotate to fill in that gap. Now it's not perfect by any means, but it's pretty darn close, and it has saved drawing each separate piece. And you can start to see the pattern building up. So now maybe I will have another circle. And I will fit that one just around the outside of those shapes. And if I have a second one, copy and paste, and hold Control and drag it out, I then get like a border. And then maybe I'll have a small circle shape going around this bit. So I will just copy and paste them around. So I've copied one, now I'll select two and copy and paste those and drag them along and slightly alter the angle. You literally just keep copying and pasting. So now I will choose, now I will choose all four, copy and paste, and drag along and move down. So you get the idea. So it's starting to build now, and once I'd got half the way round, I literally grouped them, copied and pasted them, and then flipped them so they fitted in the other side. So I did not have to draw every single one of those circles. So the whole point of this is to use the power of Designer's shape tools to build your own pattern. So we'll carry on with the same theme, and if I zoom in again, and if I copy and paste this teardrop and then shrink it down and then fit it inside this one, copy and paste again and flip and push down to the bottom one. And I've also taken the stroke thickness down slightly by half a point because I felt it was a little bit too thick. So we join these two and copy and paste and rotate, and then we'll add all four and copy and paste and rotate again manually, and once more copy and paste and rotate once more. Now Command J or Control J might have done this quite well, but it does rather rely on the spacings being very accurate, and as I've eyeballed this as I've gone around, that might not have worked very well. Okay, I've drawn a heart shape which I've stretched out so it's quite narrow and fitted it between the outer circle and the next one in, and I'll now copy and paste that and then flip it, hold shift and drag it across within line to the other side, and using the same technique as I did here, copy and paste and rotate sideways, add all four, copy and paste and move around the circle until I get as many as I want. Now if I've managed to get that fairly central, if I select all of them and do a copy and paste, yep, I can now move that round once more. So the pattern's building, and I haven't quite got the spacing right, so I'm going to play around with that for a minute. And to correct that gap that was slightly out, I just selected every other one and then twisted it round a bit until it looked better. So now I'll try a star. I'll use the double star tool, hold shift to make sure the proportions fit, move it so that the points are touching the circle, and if you're not sure if they are, you can select the circle as well and then center them. And that didn't quite work, so we'll have to manually do that one. And alter the number of points, I think, as well as the inner radius, and I'm doing that up in the context toolbar at the top. And the point radius will match them so that they all come out to the outside. Okay, that makes the center look a little bit fuller. Now I've drawn a crescent tool, used the crescent tool to draw this crescent and fitted it between the base of the two hearts. And again, I'm going to copy it all around the circle using the same techniques that I've used for these. And now you can see that because I haven't got the spacing between the hearts as accurate as I managed to get between the teardrops, my technique of dragging around isn't working quite as well, so I'm going to have to fiddle with this one a little bit more manually than the others, but not to worry, it's still a much faster process than drawing each shape separately. Okay, so I've just popped round those and resized them slightly to fit better, and whilst they're not spot on perfect, I don't think that matters too much. It gives the whole thing the feel of being hand drawn, a bit like a Zentangle pattern would be, and therefore slightly more unique than if you'd just taken a bunch of shapes and copied them around the page. So I'm going to continue adding shapes in to fill that until I think it is reached a point when enough's enough, and I will show you the finished mandala, and I will also supply you with this file to use as you please with your own products. So this is the finished shape, and I've really only added in a few small bits. I'll just zoom in so you can see better. I've added a circle with a couple of lines to each of the teardrops. Again, draw once, copy and paste. I've added a cloverleaf style pattern which is made up of 4 hearts joined together and then copied and pasted. I've added a diamond shape into the gaps here, and a triangle in between these teardrops around here. So literally every single section of this is made up of a drawn shape from the shape tool section, resized, transferred, transformed, and just moved around to make up the entire pattern. Mandala drawing is not my greatest strength, as you can probably tell from this design, but nonetheless I think it still looks quite effective, and in total probably took about 20 minutes to draw out, and that was a bit slow because I really wasn't too sure what I was going to put in where. Anybody who's better at this than me could do much better. It is more accurate than drawing by hand without using a compass and protractor, etc., to get the angles right, and whilst it's not as fast as some of the mandala softwares that you can buy, nonetheless it's completely unique to you, however you choose to draw this. Nobody else is going to have anything like it, and you can adapt it to suit yourself, stretch patterns out, etc. So I hope that gives you some ideas of how you can use the tool, the shape tool within Designer, to draw your own background colouring effects. And just one last thing to say on that subject, my product Zentangle Borders, or Zen Borders it was sold as, was created entirely using this technique of using existing shapes or drawing with the pencil tool to create smaller shapes and then repeating them around to create borders such as these. They are based on Zentangle style patterns, but they are completely unique drawings. just to give you an idea again of what is possible within Designer. That wraps it up for today, and if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, guys. I've been Jane Willingale of Silverzone Printables. Thanks for watching. Until the next time.